Hello and welcome to Riverview, or the update for Riverview, which is being kept save game compatible. Although if you start a new game, some things will change, but you don't need to start a new game to be able to enjoy the map. So that's good news. One such thing is this field's been flattened a little bit. I'd noticed a couple of people said that they had issues on here, so it's been looked at and addressed, most notably up this end of the field or pasture, where this lump here used to be a lot further into the field. It's now being pushed back to allow for easier mowing. So hopefully that fixes that particular problem. We will be finding out though. Testing hasn't begun yet on this version, but it was just getting all the changes in place. The thing is up there. So we'll you can actually see it already. The shed, it should have been in there from the get-go. It should have been in version 1. Hence the reason that there was actually a grass patch here with no foliage there. I forgot to add it in the Placeables XML file. So it's there now. And these two vehicles, that will be their starting location instead of all the way over there. And then deers will still float. That's well, you know, it's just one of those things. That shed ahead, the one with the service or workshop built into it, this is very interesting in how you place it. And I think, how can I showcase the interesting facts about this? It'd probably have to be through here, wouldn't it? Through the editor would probably be the easiest way to do it. Looking good. Hey CBW. It's getting there. Sorry, I'm just miles away at the moment. Import. We'll import the placeables. Also need the Placeables XML file for this as well, because we need this. Right. Open that up. So actually I fixed it in this one, haven't I think. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. So import that one. We'll import that one. We'll get rid of this one. And we'll open that up now. So there's the coordinates. When you put in anything into the Placeables XML file, you're using these coordinates to tell it where to spawn in. Well, when you look at the two coordinates, 226.50, 200.3, if we put them in, yeah, definitely doesn't match up to where you actually want it. The thing that's interesting about this is in here. Everything is wrong. So that is there, which puts it here, but realistically it should be over here, because that's where the workshop is. And bearing in mind that this is correct in game, correctly placed, so this grass should be on that side of the wall, meaning that this shed should be over here. It's incorrectly placed. Doors are incorrectly placed. Area incorrectly placed. And this is a giant's building, you know. If I imported it straight from the base game folder, you'd see that all of this is actually as it is right here. I haven't done anything to the shed. All of this needs just pushing over to fix its actual location. And then we can now go and give it the coordinates that is actually where the XML is telling it to be. And now it's where it should be. That was an interesting thing, and a problem I had with this barn for a while was trying to, and I hadn't looked into the subgroups of its parent folder, so it was like these I didn't know was actually miles away from where they should have been. But, yeah. My daughter's on the phone to her nephew, and when they do that, they're very loud. You know, they can't talk, they have to shout at each other. Kids spoil you. Her nephew's like a couple of years younger than her, and she's 13, so yeah, annoying. Anyway, so that's the shed problem that I had. We can get back to there now. We don't need to be in there. We'll just minimize these. So, I put foliage in here because, well, the tarmac or tarmac asphalt underneath will go. It'll be a grass texture that'll be underneath, but you could park something in there if you wanted. I'd probably put a forage wagon or something in there, which happens to be in and then this one probably. No, it's the other. It's that one, isn't it? Not there. It's the other door. That door. But yeah, happens to be there. Right. Hey Gareth. Good warning. Morning. Sorry. Good morning. Yeah, that. Good morning. That means that what, you're in Australia. Oh, good warning about that shed. You mean maybe? I just put foliage around the sheds and that just to make it look a bit more normal. I'm thinking about maybe putting dirt texture and mud and everything down in the yards just to make them a bit more used kind of look. We're going to need a chainsaw for this part, which is in here, isn't it? Anybody think I've never played Farm Sim before? Then again, I don't really get time to play Farm Sim. I'm too busy in the editor normally. But so this used to be removable through the build menu, like everything else on here. You could have come here and then clicks on the sign, and you could have deleted it like this and sell it. But people are having problems trying to get this shed, the sign even to sell. So I decided to do a maypole on it, and if you want to get rid of it, you can just cut it and bye sign. Then I also resized it evening, so it's okay, don't worry. I often do it myself. Lose track of the day and everything. So if you don't want that sign, it's gone. Goodbye forever. Note that you can never put it back there though. But I resized it because it looked very blurry. And a bit too big, to be honest. So that's that part done. Now let's get a tractor. Eeny, meeny, miny. Yeah, we'll go with that one. whatever this one is, and it is the Massey. Okay, well, we got the Massey. Yeah, I didn't turn auto engine start off. Is this Maypole? No, this is Riverview. It's on the mod hub. It's the second map I released. This is the one I've been working on since 2011. This is where it all began for me. And I like this. Hey, Gildy. So this bridge got a slight modification to it. It got wider, just a little bit, virtually unnoticeable, but it's noticeable when you're trying to bring something over here that you previously couldn't, although I do need to knock the foliage back a little bit either side of the bridge because it's actually where it shouldn't be, but it gives you an indication as to where the bridge has got wider. So that foliage would have been this side of the bridge originally, so it's that much wider, you know. Not much, but enough. Love your maps. Thanks for the hard work, buddy. You're welcome, and I'm glad you enjoy them. It makes it a lot more worth the investment in time-wise doing all of it, because you know it's not an easy thing, as in time-wise, to actually be able to do it all. There's a lot of hours that go into making a map, and to hear people go, "Oh, I really enjoy playing your map," or "I've had fun playing on your map," or playing with your mod in general, as a big thing. And often stop by and watch people's videos that they put out on the maps, just to see what they're up to, what they're doing. Oh, Mr. Post. Oh dear. That lamppost needs to go back, as does this one over on my right as well. I was going to say all the lampposts have been moved back. Ooh, car. I have game playing on this one. It's a great map. Awesome. And then you'll be happy to know that this update will be save game compatible. That is definitely the plan. Keep it save game compatible. As I was saying when I first started, there will be things that will change within a new update within a new save, but the things that will change aren't going to affect your current save. So all lampposts have been moved just a slightly further back, apart from the ones on the right hand side going through the village, because I seem to have missed them and that one. They're all meant to be further back against the hedge. So yeah. Oh, did I actually bring over the latest version, which I had done that? Why did you stop for, car? This isn't Wreckfest, leave me alone. Go away. Yeah. You may have just cut him up. It's okay, they do it to us all the time as well. I don't drive in real life, by the way. Not noticeable at all, is it? Did we do any changes up here? I can't remember. Let's have a look. I may have done. Thought you might like that one. Did we do anything up here? Because I'd been working on little fixes here and there on this map before I started doing Maypole, the update for Maypole. And don't think I have done anything up here, have I? Okay. That's the BGA anyway, for those who wants to know. And I have moved some trees further back to give easier access to this kind of view. You will still get trees that will smack you in the face, but for the most part, I try to keep them a bit further back, just to allow easier driving whilst in third person. Because I get from a streamer or video content point of view, nobody wants to see you driving around like this. You know, I don't mind driving or seeing you drive around like this because this is how I drive anyway, naturally. But people want to be able to see things over in the distance and everything, and I get that. So I decided look at ways to improve visibility whilst driving on the main road, and so what could you expect in your current save game if you update to this version? If it drops, if giants go, yeah, we can accept that. Maybe some hedges if you've cut any away, and trees likewise what could potentially come back. So you could end up having to cut some hedges and trees away. I think that would be about it, really. Keep cutting the AI up. They definitely ain't gonna be my friend. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about it. The bridge should widen. You might have more foliage than what you currently saw when we crossed it. A couple of floating trees have been picked, most notably the one down by the oil mill. That one was blatantly obvious that it was floating. What else? Oh, production. Because giants limited how much you can take to a production point as a sale thing rather than actually producing anything. Although production will be affected as well. That should transfer over into your current save. Should. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't, then it'll just keep its old, its current, what you've got right now, production values. But when all production points now have a 900,000 capacity for anything that you drop off, whether you're selling it directly to them or dropping it off to produce for your own benefits. That means that if you do a contract that asks you to take to a particular production point, and this is more so for multiplayer than single player, and somebody else has been selling there, hopefully you can do it and not be affected by the other person who's been selling there, and the factory goes, no, not today, come back in 24 hours time, or whatever the period of time is that you need before you can go and do that. If you own the factory and you're taking stuff there to produce, then they now have a storage of 30,000 for every produce that they will give you. So 900,000 storage, and for anything that you're delivering or selling, and 30,000 storage for anything that they're producing. So a huge, for some production points, that's a huge thing. And with some of the field sizes on this particular map, it was a necessary thing, and gives more use to them production points then. But, The PDA hasn't changed. That's still the same. That isn't going to change. That's as is. I've just got a few lights to fix, but well, not fix, just move back. And I noticed something earlier that I hadn't noticed, but I don't normally walk around the back of this building, and I was surprised no one had found it in the testing crew. But yeah, floating bin, that's got to change. So I've got to flatten this area out a little bit. That could have been a misclick on my behalf, and this one needs lifting up a bit because it's a little bit too far in the ground, as is there. Other than that, and foliage needs to go there, by the way. Other than that, I think that's all I can find. So that's a quick discussion on Riverview. And hey, Mikey. That brings that to an end for here. These trees I changed out, didn't I? I did, because I noticed whenever you came out of the store from here in third person, you'd get blocked by these trees when trying to go down there. So I changed them, as well as the trees on the way down there. I rotated them to give you a bit more of an arched kind of look to them, so you can actually see where you're going a bit more clearly. Right, to Maypole it is. Should I save it? Save it, we'll save it. Quit and go to the next map. Now, we'll just use that one. Easy will be fine. Maypole, let's go. Has anybody tried the new oil production point out yet? Make your own fuel. I downloaded it. I'm going to look into that one. That one might be worth working with. It's hot today, really hot. In fact, it's going to be even hotter tomorrow, and I'm dreading, when is it that the hottest day? Is it the Friday or the Saturday of next week? It's going to be like 29. Time to invest in a very big freezer and jump inside of it, I think. So, Maypole compared to Riverview, Maypole will need a new game save. Because so much has changed on it. So if you're playing on Maypole and you're quite far in and you don't want to start all over, don't download the update. Literally, don't download the update, because you will have some issues straight away. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it really is. We went uptown earlier and we sat down in the shade and we didn't want to move. It was like, yeah, we're not going back out there into the sun. And but obviously we had to, but we stayed in the shade for as long as we could before we ventured back out into the sun. So with Maypole, it used to be a bit smaller than what it is now. With Maypole, the forest like effects that went all the way around the edge of the map has gone, apart from obviously in the forestry areas, you know, they're still there, but you can now go right up to the edge of the map, and some fields go a little bit bigger because of this. So this pig pen is a little bit bigger. The other thing that changed was you can now buy the lake. You can now buy anywhere where there was a sell point. You can now go and buy the land that it sits on. But Not only that, you can buy the house wherever there's a house. There. There is a house there, isn't there? Why is that? Maybe. Well, no, it'll be fine because you buy it with there. It'll be fine. I think I done that to save on one of the paint layers that it was available. You can buy the house. Obviously, this house you buy with the farmyard, but that house used to bug me back in FS19. Hi, James. Back in FS19 and this one, but this one more so. Back in FS19 when we was testing the final version, that would have been what we see in version 1 on here, and in 22 would have been on 19, just somewhat different. I'd made all of this because I was running this farm, farmer dad was running this farm, and he'd ploughed basically all these fields into one huge field. And apart from the cow pasture and the sheep pasture, I think he'd got, I don't know if he'd done them two in grass, just extended them. But from here all the way up, that was just one huge field. And then he'd done up here, and he'd done some work here. And I can't remember exactly all of his land now. It was a while ago. Got over 250 hours on this map and loving it. Excellent. Perfect example, James. Don't download the update when it drops, because unless you want to start over, all these green sheds will be floating. Every green shed will be floating. Now, that isn't a bad thing in one way, because you can put them back down. But you'll lose everything in... Well, no, you won't lose everything. You'll have some weird things happen though, like all of these decoration trees will be gone. They won't be there. All the hedges will be gone because I've tied them into their own lights, which I'll show you soon. And so will all the houses. Actually, they'll all be gone. It'll be an inconvenience. But, so you can buy the whole map now. And Placeable Area, for those who want to go and build a farm up there or something, you'll remember here that used to be a forest that got took away, and 3 fields was added and 1 was extended. That part of the forest was removed in a Placeable Area, and this part of the forest was removed and 2 additional fields. It was done to break up the forestry area on the map, because I'm not a forestry guy, and all of this was added more as a secondary kind of thought. It was never added and as that's where the forestry area should be. It was added because, well, there needed to be a forestry area somewhere, and it was like, well, I'll add it there, And so that's what you get with this forestry area now, instead of what you would have got. And as you can see, these fields got bigger to allow for smaller forestry area on that side, which brought the price down considerably. But this one is still quite big. But if you buy this, you do get those trees in the mix, and if you buy these fields, you get those trees in the mix. But you can cut them away. What else can we show? Well, let's go on to chainsaw. Go on to here. Now, most of you, if not all of you, will have known about that light. And if we come around the back, you can see that post. If you cut that light, that wall ahead of us, maybe bring over the vehicles XML and start over again. That would work. And what else could you bring over? You could bring, if you've got any bales, you could bring over your items XML file, because that stores all your bales and pallets and things like that, I believe. What else could you bring over from a save game? Let's open documents folder, save game, anyone will do. You could bring over your collectibles unless you want to collect them all again. Obviously, of course, play an auto drive if you've got any of that. Farmland, you could bring over, could you? No, you couldn't. You'd have to edit it to add the additional farmlands that have been added. Farms you could bring over. Missions, career XML file, and farms you could bring over for definite items. Like the changes so far. Awesome. You couldn't bring placeables over because you'd have floating sheds. Players you could bring over. I think, is that the one? Is that where it just tells? I think that one's your will do and farm XML. Obviously your vehicles XML file you could bring over. I think that's about it. Because this one also includes a new GEO, a UK GEO. And as he coughs his guts up and then lights up a cigarette straight after, put cash in or make the yard again. Yep. But that's the good thing, because it's in testing with Giants right now. In fact, they actually finished testing it, although it says we're testing your mod again. I think that might be for console, but you've now got these walls that you can place down. Can't put them in that way because the way that they are fixed, if you want to rotate them, you can absolutely make a curve if you wanted. And you've got the other wall, which is similar. Hey Kev, how are you? Hope you're well, mate. When will you be able to get this update? It's already with Giants. It's been with Giants for 2 weeks. They would have been working on the patch and everything, and I'd already pre-sorted everything ahead of the patch. They got it before the patch dropped, and it's been with them waiting for them to get around to testing it. So you've got those, then you've got these hedges, but without the posts in, so you can place them, and they will do exactly the same, rotate on the spot. And obviously you can sell them all again as well. This might take a while. Now the difference with these hedges is you can't drive through them or walk through them. In order for them to be able to you to be able to sell them, they had to be collidable, fully collidable. So if you don't want to be able to drive through hedges, or you want to know your friend and lock him or her or them on their own farmyard, there you go. While they're off doing whatever, yeah, take away their gate and drop down where their gate should be. So yeah, as I was saying, that light will remove all walls from around the roadside. Now, any wall that is around an animal pasture, it won't remove. But all of those walls and subsequent walls that are around the main road, they would just disappear, including any fences. Hedges will not disappear though. We have another light for that one. I can't remember the lights now. One of these, this one maybe, we'll go with this one. This one will remove every... I'm trying to remember what does it remove. I think this one removes every head. No, I think this one actually removes every deco tree. So all of these annoying trees that are a pain in the asses to cut down and strip. Or that one over there, but we'll go with this one. This light will remove it. Or remove all of them. It won't remove pine trees and spruce trees, which there are no spruce trees on here. So all the pine trees, which have now been replaced the spruce trees, they remain. This light will remove every hedge. The only hedges it won't remove are ones around pastures, but then you can go in and cut them away yourself anyway. Kind of look a bit weird when you cut away all the hedges and then the cows and sheep and everything have got the whole map to roam and they don't actually go anywhere. But these trees would not get removed when you if you cut away that light for the decoration trees. So you could make it basically well, completely open. That adds a lot more customization to the map. And for those who do BGA work, you can now buy the BGA's silage pit and start making chaff or silage in there, and then selling it direct to the BGA rather than having to have your own silage pit anywhere. And obviously you could buy the houses and you could put sheds there or something, and work from within this area, meaning that it gives you a lot more options. What else has changed on here? Yes, down here, isn't it? To buy the land because it'll be easier. We go jump to, because now you can jump to the fuel tanks and these storage bins. The gate is in its correct location. No longer is it. Get off the barn. We are not Spider-Man. No longer is it over here with a gap over there. Fixed. For definite fixed. The floating trees that were behind these sheds, or that shed, now fixed. The silage. There's definitely no silage. This seed bin, storage bin, is no longer inside that manure pit. I've got silage clamp on my mind for some reason. Talking about manure pits, that one still clips through. Why does that one still clip through? That should be fixed. I'm not on the latest version now, am I? Is this the older? No, this is the new version. So why is that through there? Hang on. Save. Of course we've got to have a save. Jump up to the main farm. Let's just double check that this is the latest, because they was all fixed. Did I miss that one out? Because if I did, then oops. All of these were repositioned so they didn't clip into the feeding robot. Apparently I missed that one out. Okay. That ain't good, is it? It's a half. It's a big cornfield. Oh well, we're running through the corn. Anybody ever watch Children of the Corn? Good job it's day. No, there again now. I guess, didn't they kill when it was daytime as well? Oh, hedge. Oh, talking about hedges. Where are we? Find one there. Posts inside the hedges are now collidable. That's so when you kill the hedge, the post that fell through the ground previously no longer falls through the ground. I always pictured that it would cause problems, because even though the hedge is gone and the tree is being, or the post is being cut, as far as the game's concerned, it'd be like cutting, if you've cut 100 hedges away, it'd be like cutting 100 trees away. The post, the logs are still going to be there, and the game's going to render them all in, even though they're underground. Oh no, this manure pit's actually over that side, isn't it? We've come to the wrong one. Go to this one. Hopefully there's no corn to run through. Turn that way, yeah. Could have just turned to our right, it would have been easier. Getting over by a car, it's okay, it's all good. They're friendly, they do stop sometimes. Yeah, there's only 4 cow pastures on this map, isn't there? Four cow farms, or farms with cows on, even. Main farm with 2, and then that one. Yeah, 4. Yeah, I just think of myself there. This is the only other one with the cow with a pit there, where it is. Yeah, so I missed 1 pit out. That's annoying. Anyway, apart from that, which I'm not too happy about because I missed it, you can now place all of these sheds and some additional ones. This is the part that could let the map go and mean that giants go, no, we can't accept it. But you've got some additional sheds that you can put in, snow mask on the ground, all done. And we'll look at that shed in a sec, and I'll explain why that shed's there and the original shed is not. James, you put 250 hours into this. I don't know if you're on this particular farm, but if you are, and you've got snow turned on, you'll know that the original shed that was here caused an issue. You'd have like a triangle that would veer out across somewhere across here, and if you went inside the shed, it would be equally the same. Why have we got grass in here? I definitely must be on the older version. Definitely. I'll have to look into that. Otherwise, I'll have to recall the map, and because that ain't acceptable. You'd have like a triangle that would be inside there as well. That was why that shed had to go, and this shed put in its place. No, that definitely is not acceptable. Okay. What else has changed on the map? Oh yeah, houses. When we was on about the houses that you could buy the land, well, you can cut said light away. Because we've got lumberjack modding, we don't need to buy the land to do it, but we can cut and buy house, swing, and everything. And remember about the posts where they don't drop through the floor? They don't drop through the floor. They apparently don't fall over either, but they fell over. And every house is the same, so you can cut individual lights, buy individual plots of land that the houses are on, and evict whoever you want to imagine lived there. Carl, yeah, he wasn't going to stop. So we got another one here that we could cut away, and this house, the swing, and the bin from out the front would, well, go poof. Hedges and everything have been moved slightly away from the road, just to open it up a little bit more. I don't know why we're running on the road, but we are. Because that's too much like hard work to run. Yeah, you'll do, but we need to open the door first. Yeah, door open. Door, thank you. Can we go? Thank you. Get out of here. And tree count has been cut down from over 10,000 trees to, what was it, about 8,000 trees now, something like that. So it should run a bit smoother, and nothing was coming apart from that car there. Road's a little bit wider, a bit more easier to get around. So you can get a bit more bigger equipment around here. Nothing changed in here, did it? No. See there? That we nearly hit. Oh, overdone it. Yeah, we can turn here. A late change on which direction we was going to head. Originally these was all spruce trees in here, which was annoying when you was driving down here. I moved them all back, and then I was like, you know what? I should make them pine trees, because spruce trees in Ireland are, well, kind of weird. Yes, all looking good. Thank you. It's getting there. A few additional roads have been added. Well, actually getting there. Well, yeah, I guess it's getting there. A few annoying things that I've got to fix. Because they'll bug the hell out of me otherwise. Off we go, we'll just go this way. And it should be... yeah. The road that used to go around the back into that field is still there, but now you've got a road that goes up here, giving you access to the bakery, and another road that has been added. Oh yeah, like the trees in the off the map. Well, the edge of the map, even. As you can see, you can post. You can see all of the... I don't like the background, but it is what it is. But the I had a few people who said, oh, the trees going all the way around the edge of the map, they make it look very meh, because of the it look like from a distance that they're in uniform with one another, they're all facing the same direction and everything. And it kind of annoyed me because they did look like that. Not because people were saying that, but because they did look like they was all facing the same direction. And there was nothing I could do about it apart from mixing other trees within them, and then, well, I'd have to do the same to all the forestry areas, and I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to open it up a bit more instead. So the other final road is you could never get from this farm anywhere other than a few fields back here. Now you can gain access to the road that runs along the back here and gives you access to the whole up the other section of the map that you couldn't originally get there without driving across a field. So we'll go and have a look at the Placeables area. Oh yeah, there's a few more Placeables that you can put down as well. We haven't finished with them yet. We've gone through the sheds, we've gone through the walls, we've gone through the hedge. There's and a few more. And we will we'll take a shortcut. We'll go this way. And we'll go over there into that nice placeable post tree. Yep. You can get into here through this dirt road here that I completely avoided, not purposely, and up here where there's a nice placeable as you drive in, collectible as you drive in or walk in, whichever. I think you could make something nice here, couldn't you? Now, back to the placeable section. Under animals. You want 1,000 cows? Can do it. You want it without the feeding robot? You can do it. Horses, ignore them. I can't stand them. Annoying. Want pigs? 1,000 pigs that you can put down. Sheep, again, and chickens again. So it gives you a lot more that you can do with that, with this map. Opens it up a lot more, and yeah. So Maypole's PDA has been updated, so you can see the dirt roads a bit more clearly now. That should be a good thing. Yes, nice big area. It is a nice big area. It was almost a bigger area. It was almost up here, because I was actually going to clear out a lot of these forestry trees, extend these fields, put a new field in here, and then I was like, well, kind of look a bit weird, wouldn't it? It went from a forestry area to a bold area. Did so wrong. Anyway, moving on to the next farm. Do I want to save that one? No, I don't want to save that one. Probably already did save, actually, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Well, let's delete that. We don't need that. Right. Final one. Small map because it hasn't got a name yet. Now this map is up to 80, 70, 78 fields, I think. And we ain't anywhere near done. We're starting here right by our farm. Or, well, this won't be your starting farm. This is just a farm. One of two current farms on the map. With a multitude of starting equipment, sheds, and open cow pasture that you have to give water to them, holds 1,000 cows. Silage clamper on the side. All of this can be removed as well. We should turn the game speed down, shouldn't we? Because and 1,000 chickens back here. Because of when I was making all of these sheds placeable, you'll find something extremely funny with a tractor in the second. Yeah. These sheds used to be, that shed used to be here somewhere, and that was parked, would have been parked in the centre of this space, but when I made all of these sheds placeable, the shed, well, didn't fit where it should have fitted correctly, and I didn't know. So we have to, you, can we click on you, reset you, and then we'll jump to you, not reset you. So this one is basically an island-based map. As you can see, kind of like Riverview is. So it's a nice big island. A road that runs all the way around. Ignore all of these field textures because they ain't really fields, they don't function. All of the ones that function are the ones with numbers on. Makes a good sculpture, lol. What, the tractor in the side of the tractor? It does, doesn't it? It's even funnier when it starts dancing around. This will obviously, as time goes by, we'll get more fields, but this is currently work in progress. So we've got the vehicle store dealers here. So trigger is back there. None of these walls and fences you can remove. If they've got a post in the hedge, you can cut it away. If they don't, then it's there to stay. This one is going to be customizable in the middle, but on the outer edges it's going to be more that will have to stay there. A lot of cars coming. Let's pull out. Well, we can't pull out. Okay, fine. You all decided to come that way as well. Very good. You want to do one now? because we want to go off it that way. We're putting out front of the band, don't worry. Fine. He'll stop. He has no choice. Put the beacons on, shouldn't I? For more realism. So we've got a production point down here. And these production points have got the increased capacities as well. They don't produce things any quicker than the standard game ones, but they do allow for more storage. I mean, if I had it my way, I'd make the maps really hard and make it so you really do have to skimp and scrape to make anything remotely possible on a map on the farm. So this one's your sheep farm. Sheep and chickens, 1,000 in them. Don't sleep trigger. Very few sheds. It does have all the necessary storage bins for what you need, other than lime. We'll go left and take a right down here, memory lane. And so now we're going to have a look at the field point of view, or fields point of view. Smaller fields than Maypole, but from here you'll start seeing what I mean by this map is going to be very similar to Maypole in all the dirt roads that will go up everywhere, and they do intertwine with one another, so you can get lost, but in spectacular fashion without getting lost. You know, the old saying used to be every road leads to Rome. Well, every road leads to another road on here. That then leads to another road that then intertwines with the road that you originally got lost on. So yeah, you can get lost but can't get lost. And some of them will lead back to the main road, others maybe not. Yeah, the fields on here are definitely going to be interesting. Made more for small equipment, but you could get away with medium equipment as well. Looks good. Thank you. I hope when this one does drop, when I'm done, finished getting everything in place, that people enjoy it. This one's going to be multiplayer focused as well, so there'll be multiple farms, just not Maypole kind of style farms with loads of animal pens and everything. Maybe 1 or 2 pens in each farm, a few sheds, more realistic in smaller yards and everything. A placeable area will be available, and some forestry. Well, forestry, there is a little bit available right now, not much, but there is some. That will grow as the map starts getting more fleshed out. The main village, which is going to get a little bit bigger because I'm putting more houses in that way. I shouldn't have dropped out. Oh, it's fine. Nothing was coming that way. Didn't we already see you guys? We did. You've probably gone all the way around, done a full circle already. Wow. Full loop. And there are fields behind the houses. You can work, and just popped in quick to get a sneak peek. Won't stay long because I want to be surprised. Awesome job so far. Well, you probably missed most of the sneak peek, So you hopefully won't get, you'll probably, hopefully will have be in for much more of a shock. So when it does come, these houses, unlike Maypole, they will remain. Another road there that leads into that particular field. The dairy dairy factory just there. These are the houses I was on about that I'm getting ready to add. And then they'll be on the opposite side as well. And then they will carry on along this side all the way up here. And then they'll start again on this side, because I want to keep that narrower patch open so you can look out into the ocean as you drive past, give you a bit more of a view. And then these will be fields and everything over, well, both sides of us. The village will just stop and then it'll become all fields and a farm maybe somewhere. And production points. Hey David, there's one of the testers guys. Farmer Dad. Oh, hi David. I know that name. I don't know why I know that name, but I know that name. I know I missed most already. Hi Armour, that's why I know that name. I did it on purpose, but to me, Roy, it don't matter what you make, I'm sure it'll be epic for sure. Such kind words. Epic failure, maybe? Hi Mikey. So animal dealers. And very bland area over here. Car. Away car. We're going back this way. Man, I can't. You can't spell tonight? Don't worry, I can never spell. I can't even speak half the time, so it's all good. You know who I am? I do. Mike and Arm and Farmer Dad know who you are as well. I don't want to say your name just in case you want to keep it, you know. But yeah, we've done some racing together. Hey Hodge. Actually, you're not the person I was thinking you are. Again, I won't say your name just in case, but yeah. There's no lake on this one, is there? Well, there is a lake, a big ocean, but there's no actual lake that you can go and collect water from without falling off the edge. Come to think of it, maybe you have to think about that one. Uh-oh, my son got woke up. That ain't good. Yeah. Yep. Oops, I know, right. I didn't want to say it because in case you wanted to keep it, but I thought it was the other person at first. Have I got anything else to show you? Forestry, lots of collectibles there, by the way. You can make yourself a millionaire just there, but they won't be there by the time the map comes out. But I can make myself a millionaire. How many fields are we up to? 78 fields. And they all have 0.7 hectares, 0.43 hectares. I know you ain't going to like it, Armour, because they're very small. 0.81 hectares. One. There you go, 1.29 hectares, Armour. Is that good enough? It's got to be big enough for you, hasn't it? Or would you just rather have, you know, that as just a field? Because I wouldn't. 0.92 hectares. This, I'm thinking about having it so you drive through past the house and just buy the land. See what I mean from. No, I want to go back to here. And so you'll come in around the back here and then gain access to the field that will be here. And maybe put a road down the back along the seafront into a field over there, or maybe even a few fields over that way. And then you get a nice seafront view as you drive down there. Did I make them hedges collidable by the edge of the... nope, that might be a bad thing. Might want to make them collidable, so you can't do that. And I might make the ocean viable, so that currently it is viable actually for just under 8 million. But then you get, you know, I might actually leave that as viable and have it so that those who want to plan out the land and or build the land up and extend the map further out can do so. But I'd have it extortionately high to do that. I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else I can show now. I think I'm done. Thank you for saving, by the way, game. Much appreciated. Did I show you the sugar mill? I think I showed you. No, I didn't show you the sugar mill. A very noisy sugar mill at that. We drove past the sugar mill, but I didn't show you the sugar mill. So with all the sell points and production points, I'm going to have it so you can drive around the back of them. Normally because the pallet point is behind, so you could pull back here, park here somewhere and start unloading the pallets onto your flatbed and then take off again. But this is one of the forestry areas. There's 2 in total. One. Oh no, actually it's 1. It's all 1 forestry area. Never mind. I had 2 forest. No, I extended this one, didn't I? Never mind. One forestry area. Yeah, 1 forestry area. That's what I had to. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to end it there because clearly I'm forgetting things.